Can we talk about creatives? So when I do a display campaign, right? Obviously, I have to have something to display. Right. What are the most important things when it comes to creatives? What do you see that like as a rule of thumb, right? What are the things that work? What to avoid? What do people do?
We are focusing on three kinds of creatives. One is called a static banner, and second one is a dynamic creative, and the third one is a native creative.
Okay.
So the static creative literally means it's just a photo, right? And then we would use that to announce a promotion. Say, okay, Mother's Day is coming, Black Friday is coming, like a promotion code or 50% off, 90% off to announce, to warm up the promotion. Usually this creative will happen 2 to 4 weeks before the actual promotion start. And then when together with that, we will run a dynamic creative where we create a feed. So in the feed, some metrics like product title and original price, discounted price, or image URL, we put in the machine, and our machine will automatically create different banners. Yeah, and also we will show, rotate the, products to show the browsed products, complementary products, hot selling products, different logic behind it. So when the user see the dynamic creative, they are more likely to convert because maybe they see like a hot selling or very cheap products among the category he browsed. So he is likely to click inside and maybe convert with, different products. And then we have native ad. I would say that's for new product launch because it embeds very well with the newslet, like news. It will have a picture and then with the title and the description. So usually it's together with news when people browse the news, and the user is likely to get interested for the first time. So we have seen those kind of ads has lower bounce rate and higher engagement rate.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I really love learning about this because I would never have asked you about this. So I love that you share like these things because I don't know. So this is really, really cool. Who makes the creatives? Like if I'm doing this campaign, right? Like you'd say there's strategy behind it, right? So there's like what product are we showing and what's kind of the journey we're doing and all of that. So I'm really curious of who comes up with that campaign or the strategy, and then who makes the creatives? Is that the brand supply this?
So we have a self-service business model, and also Preciso managed model. For the self-service one, if the KA client needs support, our team is ready to support the client with some suggestions, but they came up with the strategy and run the ads and the optimization. But for the ones the brands we are managing, we came up with a strategy like what to target, what's the campaign strategy, what's the logic behind it, and also the budget, and also need to consider the result KPI. And for the banners, so usually for static banner, the brands will provide us, and for the dynamic creative banner, our system, the machine will create it by itself.
Interesting.
Yeah, and also for the native banner, also we have AI to generate the creative.
Interesting.
Yeah, we have a laboratory working with an Indian university. So we are developing our own AI system to create the banners. Like you can use a URL to automatically generate content, like an image, also title and description.
So is that, it sounds like magic to me. So you put the URL in, you put the URL of the product page or landing page, and then it grabs whatever picture it thinks it's good, whatever text it thinks is good, and it puts it together, and then it just runs it and displays it for you? Or at least it makes it creative?
We can modify, of course. So it can generate the creatives for you, and then you can preview, and then you can edit.
Wow,
so.
That's a big deal. That's really, really cool. Because the last time I even looked into, display was, and again, like I just knew ad roll, right? And that was probably 6 or 7 years ago, and I'm sure a lot has happened since then, right?
Ad roll was pretty famous maybe 6 years ago, and currently in China, I'm seeing Taboola enter China 2 years ago, and Outbrain, some of our clients are using, and the Trade Desk.
How is that different from the things that you do? Like what for example, Taboola is doing? Like what's the difference there?
So we have direct and indirect competitors in China, like Taboola, Outbrain, Creative, or Adderall is out of China now, and also RTB House, MediaGo from Baidu, a lot of different players here, but we have different, business target or strategy niche. So for one platform, Preciso, we are focusing on retargeting campaigns. So that's our strength because we used to actually bring very good results for the big giants, and that's how we step into Chinese market and make a success. And for the native platform, native ads platform, we just launched this this year called Ultima, and Ultima is I would say competing with the Taboola and Outbrain. So we have seen some test result that we have maybe better user engagement rate and also lower bounce rate, which means the user we drive in the users we drive in are really good quality user who are genuinely interested in your brands or your business. Have
you experienced with these things in Europe? Because I know there's more strict rules when it comes to GDPR and retargeting and all of that tracking. Because if you retarget and you take into consideration what pages people looked at, did they do a checkout, did they have a? I know there's a lot of limitations around that. How does that look like?
So actually, we also have that limitations since we are a Europe company. So we have to really strictly follow GDPR. Rule. So if a user doesn't consent to the cookies, of course we are not able to, target them. And it depends on if the user will consent to your brand website or to other news website. Because sometimes for me, I accept cookie on Yahoo or BBC, but I don't accept cookie for Nike.
Right.
So so for Nike, it's hard to do the cookie mapping when the user is on Yahoo website. So that's the tricky part.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Last questions about creatives, because you already touched on, or you already shared which kind of creatives for what. What are things that, or what are click-through rates that you have seen of like really good creatives? Like what would be a really good click-through rate, and how do you see? Have you seen any creatives that you look at and it's like, oh, this is crazy, like this is very different than the rest, or something that didn't seem like it would convert, but then it worked really well? Do you have any stories about that?
So actually, for me, first of all, I need to answer your like a benchmark for CTR, right? The industry standard, I would say 0.3% for CTR. And we are trying to target from 0.5 to 2% click-through rate, which is considered as really good, because some websites conversion rate is even just maybe 0.7% for the power stations. So yeah, and to answer your second question, what kind of creatives are considered as good? I would say, first of all, the format, the dynamic creative can be always better, because first of all, we can show the, different promo information on one single banner, for example, free shipping or coupon code or 90% off, and together with the rotating products. And usually it's based on his browsing behavior. See, for example, the first window will show the browse product, and the second window show complementary product. So we always give example, say Swarovski, the jewelries. So the user browse, several rings. So we are going to show that, of course. And then second one is the cheap or bestseller or big discount rings among ring category. And then the third window will be complementary product like a bracelet or necklace. So when the user see that ad, maybe he wants to buy like a cheap, discounted ring for his girlfriend or a necklace for his mom. That's how we stimulate the user by offering different products.
Right,
Yeah.
because it's also, when you look at retargeting, like it's all things trying to get the customer back, right? Because you kind of, you lost, if not you lose the customer, right? So then kind of those ads are very different than Facebook ads or something where it's all about how can I make someone know about a product, right? Like how can I have someone that doesn't know I exist be curious about what I do, right? But then the display ads seem like it works really well for the retargeting in general. Really need to consider, how do I get people back? Right, and then there could be many reasons why people didn't buy. Like it could be they were considering another brand, or they were considering like a different product that they couldn't find. So they're like those are kind of the frames, right? It's a different frame.
Most of the time is that maybe they are at work and then they just went back to work and they forgot about it.
Got it.
So we need to follow them everywhere to show it again.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Yes. So if the creatives is so important, how do I ensure, what can I do to get the best creatives? Who do I hire a freelancer? Do you have someone that makes it for you? Do I just have to be really good at, be a good designer, or like how do I get the best creatives?
Usually the brands we work with, they have their design team, and for a very small brand, or they are not happy with their designers, sometimes we help a little bit. Yeah, so say just to have some adjustment on the sizes, or do some extra work, but that's not major service that we give. It's like an extra.
Okay.
Yeah, because it involves a lot of labor work. Yeah.
And I think because there's a lot of times there is designers, right, who make pretty things, and then there's advertisers who sell stuff.
Exactly.
Right? So it's a very different.
Yeah.
It's a very different
I think you made a very good point, because I run ads by myself as well. So really there is a design part of it, but actually some good looking banners don't convert.
Right.
Sometimes something you think is maybe not so pretty, that probably convert. So we've got, we used to get a test for a bedding sheet, this kind of product. So we try to, shoot good creatives, like showing the smooth part and also the material part of the bedding sheet. But those kind of creatives don't convert. And then we start to show some like, we are selling to Southeast Asia. So we start to show some like grandma or, mommy to start to, make the bed and fold the corner of the blanket. That kind of creative really convert. And also the lighting was, for me, is really bad, but that kind of creative will convert instead of like a good lighting, like a fantastic, elegant brand image. Those really don't convert.
Got it.
Yeah.
So because I'm sure that by now you have some sort of, I would say, like a gut feeling, right?
Yeah.
You look at different creatives and it's like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This maybe work. Oh, this maybe work. What are things that you could point out? Like when you look at it, a creative, it's like, if it has this, like, it could work.
Yeah.
Like the...
we have non-video and video content. So for the non-video part, I would say the promotion wording will really, it's a big thing. And for the video part, I would say to show the unique selling part or to show the results or function. That kind of message can really help convert. For example, you like hair remover, to show the result, right? And for example, anti-twinkle like comb, to comb your hair, then your hair look smooth.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Something, something like that.
Yes.
And like a square, sportswear really absorb your sweat or breathing part. That kind of result. Yeah, and then people are easily to get converts.
Cool.